Hey y'all, I'm Rashina.
And I'm Chandra.
And we are the
Duo
DuoDivas.
Divas.
Welcome back to the DuoDiva podcast. Y'all, our next guest, baby, she's everything. Y'all, stay tuned, please. Stay tuned for our girl. She's coming up. She's amazing. Welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yes. DuoDivas, welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back to the Duo Diva podcast, y'all. Today we have the infamous, the beautiful, the wife, the mother, the entrepreneur.
Yes.
Well, let's say multi-entrepreneur.
Okay.
Miss Jazzmine Alexander.
Hey.
Hey, Jasmine, baby.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Thank you so much
beautiful.
for being
Thank
here
you
today.
for having me. I'm excited.
Thank you for
Yes.
coming. We are looking forward to getting to know a little more about you
Okay.
and for you to let the people know about you.
Okay.
But yes, thank you for coming and joining us today on our episode. Just getting to know who you are and where you came from, what you got going on, what you've been having going on, and what you may have going on in the future.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I am excited to be here, so I can't wait to jump right on in.
Yes, girl, let's go.
All right, let's do it. So, Miss Jazzmine, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, we read a little bit of your backstory, but is there anything that you want to just go right into talking about?
Like what? Like where I'm?
Okay, so where are you from?
Okay,
Yes.
I'm originally from Dayton, Ohio, and I was there until I was 17, and then I moved to Nashville to go to Tennessee State University.
Okay.
Graduated in 2011. Ended up getting a job here.
Okay.
I graduated in May, and I started my job June 20th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
Quick.
that's what brought me to Dallas.
Okay, I was
And-
going to ask you that. What brought you to
Yep,
Texas?
just
okay.
the job.
Okay.
And I came and
Is Dayton is that a small town?
yes, very
It's-
much so.
it's small.
Very
Okay.
So,
yeah.
what was the transition going from that small town mentality
Right.
to now here, big city girl? Because you was giving city.
I feel like I've
Okay.
always
not
been.
city girl.
I've always been a
but
city girl.
I know that's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
I felt the same way.
I just kind of felt like I was too big for Dayton anyway.
Period.
I really wanted to go to Atlanta.
Oh,
Back
yeah.
then,
that
everybody
was
wanted
us.
to go to Atlanta.
Yes, that was us,
But
girl.
I ended up not getting in Clark, Atlanta, honestly. So
Oh,
I was
that's
like,
okay.
okay, God, you want me to
God,
go to Tennessee
yeah.
State?
He
Okay,
said-
okay, you lead, I follow.
Okay.
So I went there, and Nashville is actually much bigger than Dayton. It's way bigger now than it was
Was
back
back in
then.
there. Okay.
But it was bigger than Dayton, so I was like, okay, this is it. And then once I graduated, I'm like, okay, let me go back to Atlanta,
Right.
apply for a job. You had to list your top, I think it was 4 or 5 places where you would go. I put Atlanta's, of course, number 1. I'm
Right.
like, I'm gonna put Dallas number 2. I visit Dallas, but not for real.
Not for real. Okay.
So I didn't know nobody here or anything. So I was like, I'm gonna put Dallas number 2. But if I don't get number 1, I'm not going. Ended up putting Atlanta number 1, Dallas number 2.
Uh-huh.
They called me, oh, we don't have Atlanta available. We'll do Dallas. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not going there. I was like, but it was with a big company. So I was like, you know what, let me just go practice interviewing.
Right. Let's just see.
And I did, and then they ended up offering me the job, and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I'm one of them people, and it may sound very cliche, but I'm like, I listen to God.
No,
And
for
I
real.
feel like, even back then, I was, 22, 23, I was listening to God, and I was like, okay, you know how we say what we gonna do? And then he'd be like, and I got something different.
Yeah.
It was crystal clear that he wanted me to be in Dallas. So I was like,
Absolutely.
okay.
Why?
Oh, I don't know why, but I mean, you giving me the amount of money to where I can move. Plus,
Right.
I had already saved money up my senior year to move. I mean, because I was moving to Atlanta.
Right. Right.
So yeah, that was that, and what we 14 years later, 13 years later,
Okay.
I'm here.
And you've been here for a little minute. And so when you got here, after you got here and you were working for the company, then what was the next step? What was your
a
thoughts? Were
girly
you planning
that
to
was like,
stay?
I'm going to retire from corporate America.
Okay.
Like that was what it never gave entrepreneur vibes.
Really?
Yeah, never wanted to do that. I did have a friend, and one time she took me to a suite, and she was doing like some type of healthcare, and she had shown me her website, and I was like super inspired, like, oh girl, like you did this, how you even know how to put this together? But it still was like, that's her lane. Like I didn't think nothing of it. And I always was into fashion though, and people would always ask me like, what should I wear? Da, da, da.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom used to always tell me like, you should you know, do something with fashion, or, you know, style people. And I'm like, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those things that were in the back of my mind, but never like really wanted to do it, or even seen it being me.
Gotcha. So you just kind of fell into it, in other words. In
Kind
a sense,
of.
like you was the girlie to go to. We were the girlies for the hair, and you were the girlies for the outfits and the clothes and the looks.
Clothes. Yes, I always wanted to give the looks, even in college. Like that was my thing.
And so when you got here and you started to do the work with corporate America, what made you transition into the entrepreneur world?
So,
like, what made you get into that to be like, okay, I'm done with corporate. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna step on faith.
Especially being that it was something that you didn't want to do.
Exactly.
So I never was thinking I'm gonna be done with corporate. So my mom died in 2016, and when she died, like, of course you go back and you read everything, all the cards and all that. And one of the things that stuck out to me, it was like, you know, go follow your dreams and something with fashion. So it kind of like, I had fell into a really deep depression, and at the time I was in a relationship, but it was like I didn't have any children. So it was like I would go to work, come home, go to work, come home. I'm like, okay, I called my homegirl, Tiffany, which is crazy. This is how you know we wasn't even thinking of it being a big, she lived in Nashville still.
Okay,
so I was like, I think I'm gonna start an online boutique. I was like, you wanna do it with me? She was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was probably like either November, and we went to the Magic Show, which is a show in Vegas where you go look for vendors. We did that in February, I believe, and we launched in July.
Oh, wow.
And that was just, that was that. And I mean, we both, she was a respiratory therapist full time, and I still was working for 8. We never had a conversation of like, girl, we're going to make it big. And
we're going to do this.
It was more like, you know what, you need to quit crying. You need to pick yourself up. You need to find something to do. And she was into fashion. And like I said, this is how you know we didn't think that deep of it, because we were in 2 different
cities and states.
Yeah, but it was just like, okay, we talk all the time. Let's just do it.
Let's just do it. And that ignited from you going back and looking at things from your mom, and, you know, just her, you know, making comments and stuff that you seen in the, you know, stuff that you were looking at, that her, you know, she was inspiring you to do that.
Absolutely.
So basically that's kind of like the spark, like, okay, I gotta, mama said, mama said,
so where
I
did the
can
name
do this.
inspire from?
Yes, where did
Because given you was reading a card.
Yeah, so let's get to that real quick. So 2016, and then what was it called?
The name was, because this is crazy, but Dream. I was listening to the radio on the way home, and they was like, China and Rob Kardashian just had their baby, and her name was Dream.
Oh, wow.
But you know what? Whenever you said, I was reading my card that my mother gave me, and you said that follow your dreams, I got chills.
Oh, no, I didn't even know.
Like
that was not what it came from. It literally, I was listening to the radio, and they were like, yeah, they just had a baby, and her name is Dream. And I called my friend, I was like, what you think of Dream Closet? And like, we had a couple, and that was lit. It wasn't a lot of.
It was just no thought. It was just boom.
That, and see, honestly, I skipped this piece, but at the time, I had a friend who used to go to this Bible study called Equipped by Faith.
Okay.
It was off of like Mockingbird. It was one of the ladies that, the guy that does mid dentistry, his wife.
Okay.
And my friend kept telling me to come. At that point, I was kind of like done with, mad at God. I'm gonna just say that.
Okay.
So not done, but mad.
No,
we
can say that.
So
he wants you to say that. He's like, oh, but I got you.
I was
though.
like,
Don't
you be
get
mad all you want
she
to.
was like, you want to come? And at that time, I'm sitting in my bed crying all the time, and I was like, no,
I'm not coming.
And she was like, it's only an hour, just come and blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay. And at that podcast, in addition to the card about my mom, I said at the podcast, my bad, but at the Equipped by Faith, it was like a bigger setting than this, but it was a lot of women, and they were like, you know, if God has put something on your mind to do something, and you always talk yourself out of it, this is the sign to do it.
Okay.
And in that moment, I had already been like reading the card from my mom and kind of thinking about it, so that was just like a confirmation for me. And like I said, I would have never went, because I wasn't in the space to receive God in that moment.
Right.
But she knew I was down, so she made up. It was ended up being 2 hours. She knew what she would have told me in 2 hours. I would not have went. But I went, and it was just
amazing.
like, I gotta do this.
You needed to hear that.
I
You
needed to
needed
hear
to.
that.
That was
I
your
just love your
inspiration.
story thus far because everything that you did not want to do,
Right.
I did it.
You
I
did
know.
it. And
I
wasn't
I
planned.
feel like it's alignment.
It
That's
is,
God.
and that's
straight
why I
up
tell people all the time,
alignment.
like, I don't know in my life. I don't know. I'm just here for the ride. Like,
But you know what? I tell Rashina this all the time. Anything that we've ever done together, it's always been like rushed.
Yeah.
Like it's always just like boom, it's
Yeah.
here and you got to do it.
Yeah.
Because for me personally, Rashina, she's the outgoing. She's gonna let's go, let's ride out. I'm like, hold on,
Yeah.
let's hold on.
Yeah.
Let's pray about it first.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like the
Yeah.
person that's like, let's slow down.
Yeah.
Let's wait
Yeah.
a minute. But for me, I've noticed that what God has for me, it always has to come boom.
And
Otherwise,
then
I'm
when
gonna
she
I have to
feels
be
that,
ready.
that's when she's the go. Like, okay,
Yeah,
let's
that's
go.
when she-
God saying we need to
Yeah.
move. Because then here I go, well, wait a minute, hold on. God, you didn't tell me to go, but
Right.
you're telling her.
Her to go,
Wait a
right.
minute, hold up. So
Yeah.
it's so crazy because you're right.
Yeah.
Like you said, when when it's ordained, it's
And when
supposed to
it's
happen.
ordained.
Like you said,
Yeah.
it wasn't planned. It wasn't anything that you were looking to have happen.
I
And
love
dream on the radio. You hear
Yeah.
dream.
Then the
What's the
Bible
name of the
study.
child? Then the Bible study.
Yeah.
Your mom in the car.
Yep. So
Like
it's
that's
just-
crazy.
It was just
I-
like
hey,
meant to be.
God
So Dream
shows signs
Closet
and
started
wonders.
when? And let us know what exactly was Dream Closet one more in for those who wasn't paying
Okay,
attention.
Let it be
so
known,
it
baby.
started in July, and it's a women's online e-commerce store.
Okay.
So, and it was just like two girls. We were into fashion. We used to talk about fashion together,
Okay.
and we did it.
And y'all did it.
Yes, I'm just so proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. So me and you met early in my career of being here, and I remember you was still working.
Yep.
Yeah.
In corporate America. Dream Closet wasn't even here
No,
yet.
wasn't even thought of.
Yes.
I don't even know if your baby was here
no,
yet.
he was not thought of
Yeah.
either.
So it's just amazing to see, and we just want to give you your flowers. How
Thank
far
you.
you've come.
Yes,
and we're
girl.
so proud of
Thank
you.
you.
And we
Thank
can
you.
resonate with you with the whole small town thing because we from
Yes.
Missouri, Columbia, Missouri, small town. When you hear Missouri, people always say Columbia, South Carolina. We like, no,
No.
Columbia, Missouri. Where's that?
What is
at?
that?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
right between Kansas City and St. Louis. Same thing, small town. And I felt I was a city girl too.
Yeah.
I mean, because who's about to be in little bitty old Columbia? I love y'all though. But I was like, no.
Yeah.
And so with you saying that you were like, I was bigger than Dayton. No, no
Yeah.
offense.
No
and then
offense.
the fact that you said Atlanta, we, of course, in the hair industry, Atlanta. The
Atlanta.
hair
We just
show, the
knew.
Bronner brothers.
Yeah.
We just knew we was going to Atlanta too.
Yeah.
Who thought we was coming out here with the horses and the hay and all that?
I was
'Cause
like,
that's
Texas?
Yeah, that was me. I was like, I had only went here one time for
Sorry, Texas
All
folks.
Star.
Yeah, I love
and I was
it.
like, I didn't even really
No.
like
It's
it.
even
Like,
a rodeo.
yeah,
Because
and it's
growing up,
given-
that's what they always
yeah, I'm
made it
like,
like.
I felt like it was so far.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Girl, we got here bigger and better in Texas. I love you,
and the
Texas.
rodeos are fire.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
it's
you
a
know,
great thing.
I haven't been to a rodeo, but I've been to a black rodeo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the black rodeos is nice.
Nice.
It's a little
Yeah.
different and it's real nice.
Yeah.
Real
For
nice, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
For the
So,
means.
like, being that, okay, so you told us the story. Now, fast forward to now. Like, what are some of, like, the things that were kind of like, oh, you know, tough being an online boutique owner?
I would say, so when we started it, we did not have any expectations. So we went like 2 years. We never, well, we got some sales,
Mhm.
but we never used the money to buy anything. It was just always to buy more inventory.
Gotcha.
And it took us a while to actually find vendors that we liked. I feel like that first couple drops we did, it was more like it was selling, but it was because, you know, your friends, your family members, they're like, okay, she got some, we gonna buy
We
it.
gonna support
But
it,
we
yeah.
didn't really like some of the pieces. It was
Right.
just like we had to find the right vendor.
Mhm.
So that was a little tricky, and we weren't making any money. And it was a little difficult because I was here in Texas and she was in Nashville.
Gotcha.
But we pretty much kind of made it work, and I think we never thought of money or what the future would be.
Yeah.
So it was super chill. It actually got a little like tough. I think it was like 2020
Mhm.
when COVID happened, and we like, okay, we had our first month, we made $10,000 in sales. And we
Okay.
like, well, what is this?
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
the next month it was like $20,000 in sales. We looking at, we calling each other like, girl, what is, and it was hard on me because I was the one fulfilling all the orders and I
Mm.
wasn't ready. And then on
Yeah.
top of that, I think my son was 1,
Okay.
or about to be 1. So it was like, I'm still trying to balance being a mom
Yes.
and like postpartum is a real thing. I didn't even really think so until, So it was just like
It
a
really
lot of, and it's like next thing I know, within a couple of months, we went from, I think it was $7,000 in sales, and then a 10, then a 20, then it was like 30, then it was like 40, then it was like 50.
Oh, wow.
And we were having to maintain and go back to the drawing board and figure out like, okay, we got to buy more inventory. We
Right.
selling out. It was like crazy.
Yes.
It was a good problem to have.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen gradually. It went from 0 to 100. Like, we really was not making any money. And then it was like,
Out of
each month
nowhere.
out of nowhere.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what, it was like, what are we supposed to do? So that was pretty much stressful. Plus, I'm still a new mom. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Still trying to be a wife. And like, that is, you got to cater to that as well. You know what I
Yes.
mean? A lot of
Yes.
people think that like, okay, you married and you got a partner. That's great. But it's
Right.
still like you have to pour into that as well.
That's correct.
So
Balance.
it's balance. And I'll be honest, like when it first happened, I was like not knowing how to do it all.
Yeah.
So for just transitioning and like, trying to balance it out, but still enjoy it and
All
have
that.
fun and
Yeah.
like know like, okay, this is a blessing. Like
Yeah.
whatever's
It really
happening,
is.
it's a blessing.
Mhm.
So
Y'all have some amazing. Y'all have some amazing pieces. And what would you say as far as like with the whole dream class? What was your target audience, or like what was your target as far as when you guys started to see like, okay, we starting to really we making some money.
So
People
I
are
would
buying.
say
Like
we
what?
were targeting like of course women
Yeah.
from ages like 25
Okay.
to 40. That
Okay.
was our
Like your
our age
age.
group.
Okay.
Mhm.
And do you feel like with you guys spiking, do you feel like a little bit of that was from COVID in a sense of like we couldn't go into the stores, so everything was
Absolutely
strictly online?
It was definitely COVID.
Okay.
And then I think it just my business partner Tiffany, she was the one that did like most of the posting.
Mhm.
I feel like she did a really good
It's
job with posting. So it
Marketing
was
part of it.
It was honestly strategic, and that was organically even before we bought what do you call it? The ads. Before we
ads,
bought
okay.
ads,
Yeah.
she was doing good with that. And I mean, I would post too, but she was the heavy hitter.
Yeah.
And I just think it became a thing. Everybody at home on their phone.
Yes.
And so everybody like on that time, like you would see us. So then it was like, okay, we got this thing too. If you order, I ship quick. A lot of
Yes.
people
Are
they're
not-
not
that
Let me
was
just say the
thing.
thing. I was wanting to say that too, because the things that I have bought, even though I'm
Yes.
in Dallas, but it literally would come like the next day.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think we got known for
For
that.
that.
And
That's a plus.
I would see people under the post like they like, people say, is this a real story?
story, yeah.
And then it's other people, not people that I know, like, yes, and they ship really quick. So it was, I think the customer service was good.
Okay.
I always like did videos and kind of showed you how my size and
Yes.
how
You
it fit on
did.
me and the material. Like,
Yes.
so you could feel like you kind of know what you were buying.
Yes. And that's
Baby,
a plus.
and them leggings.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
just
make you look, because I
suck
don't have
you
much
in.
back
Yes,
there.
you
But
get
it
suck
made me
you
look
in.
like I got
Yes, and I
back
always
there.
went for the stuff that make us look good. So
Yeah.
I think all of that just took in. But absolutely, after doing a little bit more research with other businesses, they were like, "Oh yeah, COVID
It spiked.
It
It
spiked.
spiked.
Everybody had money, so they
Yeah.
were like online shopping. They couldn't go in the store, so
Yes.
it was
That's
a gift
plus.
for
That's
sure.
beautiful. And so you have a second baby now.
Yes. I
So when
do.
you started the business, you had went into it with as a new mom, a new wife, and now with everything kind of going now, like you have a second child. So how is that now, like managing everything now with 2 children, and is what's going on with Dream? I know there's something else out there.
Okay, so
Outside of Dream.
with 2 children, it was difficult. So last year I got pregnant, and that's when I feel like, what was that, 2024? Okay, that's when I felt like everything was good. Then it was like I got pregnant, and like.
And by the way, she looked bomb, y'all. You would
Yeah.
never know she
The
got 2
snapback
kids.
was
child.
trill.
The snapback was
Thank
it's
you.
unreal.
But when I got pregnant, I feel like I tell my friend this all the time. I gained a baby and I lost the baby, because
yeah.
my business went to
Yes.
crap.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Let the world know about how that happened and how you bounced back from that though.
So I literally, we were consistent for 2 to 3 years in sales. And then all of a sudden it dropped. And at that time we had to hire like a team that does our finances. We have meetings. We have the system called Profit First. If y'all entrepreneurs, I highly recommend like looking into it. It's really good. But we had all these different systems in place. People telling us, to get a credit card, get a line of credit, all these different things. And when it started dropping, we're like, okay, what's going on? And they're
Right.
like, oh, it's just, we're about to get a new president. This is so normal. The economy is tanking. You'll be fine. Give it a couple months. You know, woo. So that's kind of what we did, and to the point where it was so bad. Because at this point now we got a space to where we had an employee, and you know we have to pay a monthly thing. The bigger you get, the more expenses you get, and people fail to realize that.
Yes.
So it's very important to like, you know, be modest.
Yes.
So. And I remember our accountants would always tell us, like, y'all got a very light overhead for what y'all make. But again, still, it was like, okay, we got to pay for this. And I think that they had me get a car because the tax thing. Anywho, so when it went to crap like that, we like, okay, what are we doing? We started using our personal money to keep the business afloat. Because, like, we were not making enough in sales to even cover our monthly expenses. And again, I'm just like, okay, I'm like, okay, God.
Well, what's
Before
this mean?
I even got pregnant, I told you this was my soft girl era, and I wanted to sit and be
But
on
that's
my.
the problem. We always telling him.
Yeah, I
what we
was like,
doing.
this is my soft girl era. I thought I was finally making money, so I was like, okay, I will entertain the idea because it took me so long to even decide that I would even have another child.
Yeah,
and then you bring me a baby and have me struggling. Okay.
I know that's right. She said, "Hold up, now,
Hold on,
Jesus."
this is not what I had in my mind. So I think during my pregnancy, I was robbed because I was literally so like mad. Like, what is it? I mean, I cried the whole 9 months, no lie. But I was literally just like, I cannot believe this is happening to me. Like, why would you do this during this time? And and we ended up. I had my baby May 5th. We ended up closing down or like moving out of the space in May. That might have been our last month, because it had just got to a point where we did everything. Like, we tried, and it just didn't work. And we prayed about it. You know, I got soup because I'm like, okay, God, what you trying to show me? Like, I was fasting. They're like, how you fast when you pray? There's things you can fast. But I was really just trying to make sure I was listening to God and like making sure He knew, like, I was surrendering myself. I'm not too proud to beg. I'm not too proud for anything. So I literally tried everything. Like I said, we were using our personal money to the point where even the company was just like, you know, we thought it would do better. We don't know what to tell you. Like, maybe take a break. But at that point, we had got lines of credits, credit cards, but we couldn't pay them. We honestly, it wasn't even like it just we couldn't. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just have my baby, and I'm gonna just cast on my worries to God, and literally, that's what I did. I had my baby May 5th, and we pretty much, I mean, we had been talking about it the whole time. Me and my business partner, we're like besties, so it's great because it was like, I mean, we were stressed, but I feel like with somebody else, it would have been more difficult. But we're like kind of like on the same page, and we both fought really hard, and we just was like, okay, we gonna end it. So I ended it, or we ended it then, and then I had my baby, enjoy that, and then I have a waist trainer company called Strictly Fit. So I was telling my business partner, and mind you, we still dealing with this stuff, even currently, like still dealing with things of it. But I was telling her, I was like, I think I'm on my birthday is August 13th. I was like, I think I want to, you know, add a line to my Strictly Fit and call it Jazzmine Alexander. That's something I have been thought of years ago. And she was like, yeah, but she was like, I think you should just take over the Dream Closet page, the Instagram, because I was just gonna use my. And she was like, I think you just. I know you don't, because I'm like, girl, I ain't got no money like that. She like, I know you don't got no money, but like, I think you should go hard or go home.
Okay.
She was like, I don't. Because at the time, I was not going to take the pictures. I was going to use the model. She's like, you've been gone for too long. Like, the girls want to see you. And she was like, you know, Jazz, I think you should get a whole new website. Because I was putting it on my waist trainer website. She was like, no, you need to get a whole new website. You need to put into it like you know how to put into it. And I was like, but girl, that's like, I'm like, she was like, you can do it. So she literally was like my biggest cheerleader. So I was like, okay,
let's do it.
And I ended up that was a part of the snapback, because I was like, okay, I got to take these pictures. I need to, you know, I locked in. And then I launched Jazzmine Alexander in August 13th. Okay. So we are what was that, 2.5
Two,
months
3
in?
months almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
So
yeah,
proud
so
of you. You
here-
kept going, girl.
Yeah, here we are with that. And I
Yes.
did want to give, we both was just like, no, like, I was like, I don't even want to tap into clothes again because in my mind, I'm like, this just ain't the season.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
probably need to revisit this a couple years when
Yeah.
Things start
life
to-
life gets better for
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
But I was like, let me just try it. So.
Yeah.
And so far, how has it been going?
So, okay, it's not, mind you, I'm coming from like
Dream
big,
classic,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So it's not that, but
Mhm.
I literally had to look at my numbers and stuff and was like, girl, chill.
Yeah.
You're doing, you know,
You're still doing
you
good.
give yourself grace.
Yes,
You're doing good.
yes.
So, of course, it's not where I want to be, but even from looking at where I started with Dream Closet in the first couple months versus this, it's, you know, and even though it's, you know, I've done this before, I'm still starting over.
Okay.
So I have to remind myself that, like, give yourself grace. You can't have super high expectations, but as long as you know, and I pray everything I always say, even before I did, I was like, Lord, if this ain't for me, let something bad happen.
Yeah,
to where
remove it.
I don't want to do anything unless, like, He approved it.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
I feel like He
love
approved
that.
it, and I'm just, like,
Doing your thing.
I'm doing my thing.
My
I'm
thing is,
steadily
if he done
pushing.
it once, he'll do it again.
And I,
Yes.
you know, and
I,
you went into Dream Closet with no expectations, and now you going in having those expectations when you just gotta chill.
when you got to
Yep.
chill. And I have been, everything I feed myself with is like, because I realized, I'm like, oh, you're an overthinker, you're a worrier. You can't worry about what happened
Mhm.
yesterday.
Right.
Because I beat myself up so bad when I was, I'm like, girl, why did you do that? But like, you can't worry about what happened yesterday, and you really can't worry about what's gonna happen tomorrow.
Right.
That
You can
part.
only focus on the
now.
now. And I
Mhm.
feel like once I've done that, like,
Things have been going
things
better.
have been going better, like,
Yeah.
mentally. Like, I'm just like, okay, you know what? I don't know what tomorrow brings.
That's right.
But all I know is today I'm going to give it my all. And
That's
if I
right.
give it my all, then I'm okay with whatever the outcome
Happens.
is.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay,
So-
you gotta preach, girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's right.
So that's just kind of like where I am with it now.
Yeah.
Well,
so
we are
with your
proud of
life
you.
right now, like, what would you tell somebody who wants to eventually get, like, how do you want to close this out? Like, what is
Yes.
it that you want somebody to recognize and remember you as on the Duo Diva podcast?
Yes.
A woman of faith.
Come on.
Like, and
That's good.
I really, really mean that. Like, you have to have faith. And I had to realize, like, faith is knowing something is going to be okay without actually seeing it.
Yes.
It's literally like planting a little mustard seed and just knowing, like, you know what?
Mm.
God, or, you know, whoever you follow, like, they got you.
God.
And
Right.
For me, it's God, but, like, He has me. And I realized, like she just said, if He will do it once, He
he'll
will do it again. And people have to realize it's a thing called seasons.
Mhm.
And we get so, I know I'm what I call myself a spoiled Christian. God has blessed me so much. So when it wasn't going right, I was like, what is going on?
Right.
Yeah,
Not
we have our
realizing,
bratty
like,
moments.
God pushed you through seasons. You might have a good season. You might have a bad season. You might have it where you got money in the bank. You might have it where you have $0. But as long as you got faith, you got everything. It's a saying where they say, a person is so poor, all they got is money. And that is so true.
Yes.
And I learned that, I'm like, you know, the real rich is just like being positive. Knowing that when the world is upside down, you can still wake up and smile.
That's right.
And not be fake happy. I mean, really be like,
genuine.
okay, look what I got around me.
Right.
Like, whether it's a kid, whether it's a dog, whether it's a grandma,
Right.
just appreciate the things that you have. And I
Attitude
feel
of
like
gratitude.
once
Mhm.
I changed my mindset, and, you know, I still grieve, and, you know, so much other stuff has happened, but it's like, I can spend all day sitting and telling you about
yeah.
all the bad stuff.
That's right.
Where is that going to get me? You know what I
Nowhere.
mean? And that's not going to help my mental. So, like, every day I wake up, I'm like, even when I feel like I was dipping in postpartum again, I'm like, oh, God, no, get that out for me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let me go work out.
Right.
What I gotta,
What
let
I
me go
gotta
on
do?
this walk.
Get this off of me.
Let me, you know what I mean? Like, even with my friends, it's like, okay, if y'all get to talking too much, I can't be around that
That's
too
right.
long. Because that energy,
Move
you
out the
know,
way. Yeah.
it comes onto me. So I feed myself with positive things. So I just, one of the top things for anybody that's going through anything, just always think of the good. It's gonna always be bad stuff.
Mhm.
The devil gonna always come up in you.
Yep.
He gonna try.
That's guaranteed. What's not guaranteed is how you deal with it. So as long as you have a positive mind and you deal with it, I think you're gonna be all right.
Yes.
And when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be bad. Don't do it for the money. Do it because it's something you truly love.
Right.
And I think once you do it because you love it, it's like it's not even a job anymore.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And,
It's fun.
and that's what you want it to be.
It's fun.
Yes.
That's how you want it to be. So
Well, we just thank you.
We thank you so
from hearing
much.
what you say, it's like makes me think of all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord, who is called according to his purpose.
Amen.
Romans 8:28.
Amen.
And you literally live that.
Yes.
And I'm still
even
living
if
it.
we feel like it's bad or we feel like it's good, it's always gonna be good
Yeah.
because God is on hand is on
Amen.
you. So thank you so
Well,
much.
we appreciate you, Jazzmine,
Thank
for coming
you.
today.
I had so much fun. And I will say this, and I'm not just saying this, but like when I met her back a long time ago when I was working at AT&T, and I remember coming in y'all shop, and I've been to a lot of shops, and this is no shade to anybody. This is just love to y'all. Like y'all have some type of, and I was telling my husband this, I'm like, the aura is just like beautiful. He had asked me like, well, what type of podcast is this? How you feel? I was like, honestly, I didn't do a lot. I said, I know their spirit is good. I'm not
Yes.
worried.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You know how sometimes you get a
little
person has
nervous,
asked me
yeah.
to do stuff, and it's like, well, what questions is it gonna be? I was like,
Right.
and he asked me that last night, and I was like, I didn't even look. I was like, hold on, let me go back and reread everything. And I was like, but I wasn't worried. Like my spirit, I said, I know they not messy. I know it ain't no messy stuff. It's nothing that I need to be worried about.
Yeah,
I was like, I didn't
absolutely.
have that. Like,
No.
you know, and honestly, every time I have walked in that shop, it's always been good spirit, and you
Yeah.
don't get that from everybody. Like
Yeah.
y'all spirit is bomb, and it's
Oh,
like y'all
thank
feed
you
off
so
of
much.
each other, and it's like that positive energy. Like who goes to the shop and feel like they like at a safe house?
Okay,
You know what I mean?
that's what we want
Like,
you to feel.
You know what I
okay?
mean? Like you
DuoDivas
you
Salon
feel
Suites.
at peace, and you know sweet, and
what's
it's
up.
just like it's beautiful. So that's why when I was like, yeah,
I'll be
of
there.
course.
Well, we
Yeah,
appreciate you,
for
girl.
sure.
We
That
are proud
means
of
so
you.
much.
We thank you for, again, taking the time out to come and join your girls today, letting the people know how you got your thing going and what you got going on now, and just the inspiration that you just gave towards the end for the next up-and-coming anybody, entrepreneur, or whatever, someone coming from corporate America or coming out of college or coming from another city, all the things. We thank you so much,
Yes.
Thank you for
Jazzmine.
having me. I really
Yes.
enjoyed myself.
We enjoyed
and
you,
I hope
boo.
y'all just keep thriving.
Thank you. Same to
Thank you.
you.
Same
Thank
to you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We y'all, that is going to conclude our episode today. We thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until the next episode, we love y'all.